Good morning, welcome. Today I am going to talk to you a little bit about the Department of Biological Sciences. I have a couple of other faculty members with me today, and we're going to kind of highlight some of the key things about OU and the department that we think are extra special for students. I'm a faculty member, I'm also an advisor, so I listen to a lot of students, and they talk to me about what they really enjoy and are looking for at OU. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about a little bit is the biology degree programs. We have a number of different programs through the biology department. I will be putting a link in the chat for more information on the different programs, so I'll have you check that out. And today we're just going to highlight a couple of key things about what we have to offer. So in particular, I know a lot of students that come to this session are really interested in sort of a pre-med career path, something in healthcare, pre-PA, dentistry, optometry, and this is a really great major for that. But as you can see, we actually offer opportunities in a lot of different areas. Biology degree really sets you up very well because we're training you not just in information, but we're also training you in a lot of different skills. For example, critical thinking, problem solving, communication, and collaboration. And a lot of that we do through working in the different labs, as well as opportunities for students both inside and outside the classroom. In the biology department, we have faculty that work in a wide range of areas. For example, you can take courses in botany and ecology. You can take courses in human dissection. We're one of the few campuses that offers that for undergraduates. And then we have cell and molecular areas as well, functional genomics and bioinformatics, stem cell biology. And so you can see students work both inside the laboratory and state-of-the-art with state-of-the-art equipment. And we also have a preserve on campus where students can take classes, and we use that space as well, both for classes and faculty research. Students are also involved in learning opportunities through things like our student organic farm. You can take classes and learn about organic farming and permaculture. Students also sell the produce on campus, so it's a good way to kind of get your hands on some business experience as well. The picture up in the top corner is a group that actually went to Costa Rica for a tropical field ecology course, which is really exciting and is a 10-day offsite experience. We have students that do internships with the Detroit Zoo and the Humane Society and other local areas as well. And we have collaborations with hospitals such as Beaumont and Henry Ford, where students can get in and do clinical research studies with the doctors that work there. We also have lots of opportunities for students to engage in the community. In fact, one of students that actually was both a student in biology and chemistry founded a group called Reroot Pontiac, and that's something where you can go in and actually get into the community, locally kind of help everyone in these communities learn how to be more sustainable in their food sources. We have lots of student organizations as well. The Ecology Club, that they take like lots of hikes around the area, do birding and so forth. The Anatomy Club, the Biology Club as well. So I think one of the big things that we have to offer is not only these individualized experiences, but also the fact that our faculty have open doors. We spend a lot of time talking to students. We have small ratios in our classrooms. We get to know who you are as a person, and it's really important to us to make sure that every student is highly successful at Oakland University. So I'm going to turn this over now to Dr. Madeline Bayan, who's going to talk to you a little bit about independent research and a little bit on the bioengineering program.
Thanks, Dr. Hosh. Good morning, everyone. So I was asked today to come and talk to you about undergraduate research opportunities here in the department, as well as at OU in general. I feel this is an important part of your educational experience, especially because you're considering doing a life sciences related major. Undergraduates have the ability to participate in research here in the department through a number of different mechanisms. One, you can do it for credit. So you can register for one of the research-based courses that we have in the department. You can volunteer in a lab, just approach one of the investigators and see if they have a space for you to, or a room for you to do some work in their lab. You can apply to summer internships. And I know Dr. Wu will talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. We have an internship program that we do with chemistry. And you can even do it if you're a member of the Honors College. Now, I have a cancer-based lab. I look at developing new treatments for cancers like lung cancer and leukemia. And so having done that for a number of years here at OU, I can tell you the undergraduate research experience at Oakland University is very different than what you might get at a larger institution like U of M, MSU, or even Wayne State. For one, undergraduates have really good access to faculty. Undergraduates are oftentimes given their own personal project, and that's really important, right? Because what you want out of this is ownership of research. You want to understand the scientific method, and you want to be responsible for collecting data to test theories and test your hypotheses. So having your own project is really important, and we can do that. We do that here at OU. Undergraduates oftentimes will be asked to present their work or travel to conferences and present their work, and that's very important. You can also get your name on as an author on scientific manuscripts, and I think that also is very important, because putting these types of things, presentations at conferences, having your name as an author on scientific manuscripts is going to go a long way to helping you gain success in your next steps, whether it's medical school or graduate school or even getting a job. It's really important. In biology, because it is biology, we have a wide range of research interests of our faculty. So you can do research in biomedical sciences related fields, where we're looking at human health and how the kind of research that affects how understanding of disease mechanisms and treatment of those diseases. You can even do basic science research in areas of genetics and biochemistry, cell molecular biology. You can do research in a field like Dr. Hosh was talking about. You can even do ecological based research, as well as evolutionary biology. It's a really big topic in our particular department. So whatever your interests are, I can guarantee you that you will be able to find a lab in our department that will suit your needs. I've also been asked to talk briefly about the bioengineering major. And the reason I do that is because I'm involved with that particular department, and so is biological sciences. So bioengineering is an interesting major. It's one where if you are interested in math and engineering concepts, but still want to work in biology or the biomedical sciences, it's a great major that bridges those two areas. Our graduates have gotten jobs in areas where, or in industry, for example, where they're working in pharmaceutical companies, or they're working for automotive industries, companies like FCA or Ford or GM, looking at the biomechanics of crash testing. We have students that also work on designing artificial prosthetics and designing artificial organs. We even have students now, we have a recent student that obtained a job at Stryker where she is designing bio instruments, right? Bioengineering is a professional degree. So at the end of it, there are a large number of jobs that you can apply to right away. And if you're interested in bioengineering, I would suggest that you go to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics website and look at what the prospects are for bioengineering, the salaries, and the job opportunities. We are a new department, and in the fall, we are actually going to obtain accreditation for that particular department. Right? So those are just a couple of things, the research opportunities, as well as the bioengineering program that I wanted to discuss today. So now I'm going to pass this on to Dr. Fabia Battistuzzi, who will talk about some of the other programs in our department.
Thank you, Gerard. Welcome, everybody. So I'll just very briefly touch on another couple of programs and opportunities that we have in bio. I'm a faculty in the bio department. I do bioinformatics and functional genomics. but I am also an advisor for the Biology STEP program, which is the program for those interested in becoming secondary science teachers, so middle school and high school. This is a program that is in collaboration with the School of Education. It's a very strong program. Many schools in Oakland County and in other parts of Michigan are always asking us for our future teachers so that they can hire them, because they know that it's a program that prepares you with a solid scientific background and the methodology that you need to learn to become a successful teacher. So if you're interested in that, you can check the details of it. You can email me, of course, but you can also check the details on the bio department and on the website, and also on the website of the School of Education program, School of Education website. The other part that I wanted to mention is the Sigma Xi Scientific Research Honors Society chapter that we have at Oakland University. I'm the president of it. Dr. Madlambeyan is the vice president. Dr. Hosha has been involved in it for many years, working with the students. The idea behind the chapter is that we are supporting undergraduate student research and communication with faculty. And what that means is that, for example, we organize once a year a trip for many of our students to go to participate in the annual conference that Sigma Xi organizes, which is a national conference, so that you can present the results of your research. This is a program, it's a chapter that is in collaboration with faculty and students from other departments, including chemistry, physics, math, and so on. And so it gives you a very nice opportunity to connect and expand your connections beyond biology, and you know, start building your network for your future career. Like I said, like everybody before me said, if you have any questions, feel free to email us. We are always happy to answer. And I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Wu.
Hello and good morning, everyone. I'm Colin Wu. I am the faculty advisor for the biochemistry major program. I also teach the upper division biochemistry courses here for the Department of Chemistry. And I also run a biochemistry research lab. So in particular, I'm interested in DNA repair mechanisms. So I use biochemical and also biophysical approaches to study how DNA damage causes genetic diseases such as cancer, heart disease, etc. So just to echo what Drs. Hosh, Battistuzzi, and Madlambeyan said, I would say that the biggest strength of OU is that we place a heavy emphasis on the undergraduate research experience in compared to the larger research universities. As it was discussed earlier, there are multiple ways in which students can participate in research, either through an actual course that you sign up for, so you would get academic credit for it. It'll show up on your transcript that you participate in research. Or you can do research through the Honors College program, where you do a thesis at the end. And then fitting now is gearing up for the summer. There's also a summer undergraduate research program in which students would get paid a stipend in exchange for their full-time commitment in the lab. And one neat thing about OU is that we actually get out of school around mid-April, and we don't start back up until around Labor Day. So students actually get 4 full months of research time, because we understand that during the academic year, being a full-time student, you can volunteer in a lab, but your accessibility to research may be limited. But I think having that summer time to fully immerse yourself in a lab will really help you know whether research or full-time research job is the right path for you, or just to get that research training to help you with the next step, whether it's medical school, dental school, optometry school, etc. And then even though we place a strong emphasis on undergraduate research, we do have a master's and PhD programs available for students who are interested in that. And just to show you some quick snippets, here is the end of the summer research program in years past when we run it, where students give a formal presentation to their peers and also the faculty. those who are in attendance summarizing their research program, much like you would do at a national level conference, which, as Dr. Melambayan said, our students are highly encouraged to attend to those meetings and share their results. Here's a quick picture of my group, which are largely undergraduate students. I have a few master's and PhD students, but the driving force of my lab are undergraduate students. In fact, I work with them directly and train them on sort of every aspect of their project. And then once they're fully independent, I step back a little bit and just give them the scientific guidance. Here is our summer undergraduate cohort back in 2019 before the pandemic. So we had about 20 students. And it looks like for this coming summer, our program has expanded to about 35 students participating in summer research. So if any of you have questions about research, please feel free to contact me. I'll put my email up in the chat. But with that, I will turn this over to Dr. Jessica Copen, who will talk to you about some of our other programs in the Department of Chemistry.
Thank you, Colin. Hello, welcome. And thank you for joining us today, taking some time out of your Saturday. So my name is Jessica Coppen, and I am a faculty member in the Department of Chemistry, and I'm also the STEP advisor for our department. And here you can see that we offer several degree programs, just as biology does. We have many, many choices. So you can get a Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry, a Bachelor of Science, which is an ACS certified degree in chemistry, a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, which Colin spoke to, a Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science, a Bachelor of Science degree in Engineering Chemistry, and then a secondary teacher education degree, which is the degree that I am the advisor for. So as you can see from this slide, the core curricula leading to an ACS certified Bachelor of Science degree is a really rigorous program. But our advisors have developed a suggested course sequence that includes both all prerequisites that are required and all of the general education courses that you'll need to take. And I'd like to note that many of our chemistry majors and biochemistry majors continue on to pursue graduate studies. And I'm actually one of those students. I graduated from OU in 2006 with my Bachelor of Science in Chemistry. And I did go on to pursue my PhD. Two highlights from my time as a student at OU was certainly the student to faculty ratio, which is just incredible compared to other universities. And also the undergraduate research. And I know we've talked a lot about undergraduate research, but I would just like to tell you my own personal path with the undergraduate research at Oakland, because I was an undergraduate student at Oakland who did undergraduate research. So in the 2 years' time that I was involved in undergraduate research, I was the co-author of 2 articles published in Nucleic Acid Research, which is a very high impact journal. And when I went on to apply to graduate schools, I was told by almost every single interviewer that I spoke to, that it was those publications that really set me apart from all of the other applicants, because a lot of people have high GPAs. You know, it's expected to have a high GPA, and you're expected to have service and volunteer work, but that research, not everybody's able to do that at larger institutions as an undergraduate. So really, it's such a great advantage that Oakland University offers. So with that, I know we're running really short on time. I'll pass the baton on to Ziming, who's going to talk about the environmental program. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Jessica. And hello, everyone. I'm Ziming Yang, a faculty member in the chemistry department. I think my colleagues have already provided a very comprehensive overview of the programs, both in the chemistry and biology departments. And for me, I can maybe introduce you a little bit more of our ENV programs in the chemistry department. Like my colleagues, Dr. Wu and Dr. Coben have showed to you earlier that we do have environmental chemistry and environmental science programs in the department. And we provide students a wide variety of courses that in like geology, soil sciences, geochemistry, hydrology, or environmental health. And we also provide students lots of good research opportunities, like in their undergrad studies, that they can join in research labs and work on some interdisciplinary projects, and some can be funded by the federal agencies. So those projects are all, environmental related. So we have projects that starting an ecosystem in Great Lakes. And also we have programs or projects that are working in the Arctic. So some students, they can travel to Alaska to conduct some field work in the summer. So one of our priorities, for the department of these programs is to provide students some hands-on experiences. So that means the students, if you're looking for some research opportunities, we'll definitely find you positioning our department in programs. So for instance, we provide the ENV internships that usually in the 4th year of your study, you can join a research lab working with the faculty members at OU, or you can also work outside OU, in some research institutes, maybe some other, like companies. So you can do an internship with them as well. And for us, we do have those connections with those outside research, institutes and places that we can provide students opportunities. So for instance, one of my undergrads, he got a fellowship from the Department of Energy that he is able to do a summer internship at Oak Ridge National Lab and got lots of, very good experiences. And also he published the first author paper in his undergrad study. And of course, if you're interested in doing like a higher degree program, we also provide master's and PhD programs in the environmental chemistry. So for the career options, if you choose environmental chemistry, environmental science, there are really lots of opportunities for you options. And for our department, we have a pretty successful very high job placement rates this year's. So our students, if you get a bachelor's degree, environmental science, they have got positions as environmental chemist, engineer. They can work as consulting experts in companies and also work for governments, and they can also become like a technician working in research labs. And of course, if you're getting a higher degree, like a master's PhD, you can become even more specialized in certain areas, right? You can choose to work in like a climate change related research, maybe marine science, wildlife protection, and also maybe planetary sciences like space science. So like for environmental scientists, you can not only work in universities, but also you can work in, national labs, those really, those state-of-art research centers like NASA centers. So there are all kinds of opportunities that we like to provide our students with. And our major priority is to provide students with sufficient knowledge and also research experiences that they can become very competitive in the job market after graduation. So I think that's all I have, and thank you all for coming. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach to me and also to my colleagues. And then I'll get back to Ms. Perry, our host. Thank you.